prestigious and preferred career option, engineering has been the first career choice for a majority of Indians for decades in a row. Today on the show, we will decode various engineering specializations, the opportunities available in the field, and a lot more. The world around us is changing at a rapid pace. And it's not just communication devices that are smart, driverless cars and smart cities are being built from scratch. Driving this change are engineers. Engineers with different specializations making their contribution to what the future will look like.
If we see the development, new developments, what we see most of the systems, they are becoming a smart system. And the smart system is not only the computer science. It comes from electronics, electrical, mechanical, all branches combined. And all systems we are going to make them smart. So engineering is becoming important day by day. And for living, daily living, we use all these smart systems. So engineering education is very important.
Fascinated with technology and how it affects various aspects of human life, since his childhood, Muniz Abidi, a computer science engineering student at Sharda University and son of a government sector employee, could not resist the charm of becoming an engineer. A computer science engineer at that, and not just any.
When I was a child, I was very much, fascinated how technology involved in every aspects of our life. I was very much, into like how this machine could create such amazing things. So later on, this curiosity drove me to join engineering. Why I chose computer science? The reason is this computer and you can establish $1 million company alone in a single room. Let's take an example of Infosys. There were 4 people or 5 people most probably. They sat in a single room, they had 4 systems and they established the second most engrossing company in this world. Or you can say in India basically after TCS. So that's what the power of computer and a human mind can do. No other field in engineering can deliver this or deliver this index of success as compared to computer science.
Popularity of computer science among engineering aspirants is also driven by the fact that engineering graduates with a specialization in computer science are a few of the most in demand by the industry. And the opportunities for them are not just limited to India.
There is no activity that cannot be done with a computer, right? Not only science and technology, but even from management till nanotechnology. Every activity is being carried out with the help of a computer. If we have studied computer sciences, then we can have, somewhere or other, we can have a big scope to get a job in one field or other, maybe from core till an application end.
Muniz is just one of the 1.5 million engineers who pass out of various Indian colleges and universities every year. As per a recent global report commissioned by the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, while just 20% of 16 to 17-year-olds from the UK and 30% from the USA are interested in an engineering career, in India the rate is as high as 80%, which is the highest in the world. As per another report, a substantial number of those passing out with a specialization in computer science are hired by the IT sector.
It's like water, computer science. It's like the primary color in a spectrum of colors. I think every area of human endeavor is now getting touched by computer science, whether it's healthcare, whether it is retail, whether it is automotives. If you look at 91, 92, in the last 20 years, I believe a substantial amount of our GDP has been contributed because of efficiencies that have been brought in by IT. All the different kinds of automation that have happened. And this is going to have a multiplier effect moving forward in other sectors. So all opportunities, whether it is information security, whether it is robotics, whether it is automation, whether it is cloud, whether it is big data, it is analytics, everything is underlined by IT and computer science.
While India has done a commendable job when it comes to creating capacity, the employability of India's young engineering graduates has been a contentious issue for a long time. As per Aspiring Minds National Employability Report 2013, only 18.33% of the engineers are employable. 18.09% actually get a job. Experts point out that one of the key reasons for the abysmal numbers is the gap between what the industry requires and what is taught in colleges.
We are working very closely in computer science with the industry. In fact, we have industry on our board of studies. We have industry talking to our students. We need to give them more exposure. This is true for most of the universities and colleges in the country.
With the dawn of the tech-based startup age, the demand for computer science engineers has only gone up, further strengthening the position of computer science engineering on the list of most popular engineering specializations. Now, another specialization which is very popular among engineering students is mechanical engineering. And as you can see, we are in the automobile lab of the college here, and I'm joined by mechanical engineering and students who are also specializing within mechanical engineering, are specializing in automobile engineering. And I'm also joined by the faculty here. And my first question is perhaps, well, as we discussed, you are the one who wanted to take the first question. So tell me, why did you choose, first of all, engineering, and especially why mechanical engineering? Were you the naughty kid at home who always broke things and then wanted to put them together? Were you always that kid?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, from my childhood, my parents bought some toys and I always used to break them and, you know,
Right.
wanted to look inside them.
You are the odd one out here. Tell me about how did you decide to study engineering first of all, and then why mechanical engineering?
So, it's a very simple question. Everything you are seeing around yourself, be it a car, be it a road, be it a building, a structure, all these things are made up by engineers.
Right.
And this is what fascinated me, that yes, even I can value my skills somewhere, and that field is engineering.
Right.
Coming up to mechanical engineering, my father himself is a mechanical engineer, and he's my inspiration who has inspired me to just lead on to this path. It feels so proud that yes, I'm standing in front of 10 men, one woman standing against 10 men.
Right.
It feels a very strong feeling.
Your family has always been supportive.
Very supportive.
Right. Now, Professor, coming to you, keeping in mind that you know, a student, perhaps a student of science in standard 11th or 12th, who is perhaps at this point in time thinking, what course should I pursue once I'm done with school, done with schooling? What would you suggest? What kind of a student should go for, first of all, engineering, and then after that, perhaps we should talk about the fact that what kind of a student should go for mechanical engineering as a specialization?
Mechanical engineering, they should go for, because of all the industries, wherever we are seeing all the production engineering or extraction engineering, your engineering itself as a branch, it's all everywhere this mechanical engineering is involved.
Right.
So that way, automobile engineering also is a branch where we are nowadays emerging is a very significant branch
Right.
in the engineering field.
Right. And now let me get some views from here. I will start with you, Professor. Tell me, if you look at India, we are all set to become the world's largest producer of engineers, right? But the irony is, if you look at National Education Report 2013 and certain other reports, slightly under 50% of them are unemployable. You know, so wait, what do you think this irony exists because of, and how could this problem be addressed?
The term unemployable, I would say, is not exactly correct.
Okay.
What has happened in the last decade or so, that the job market has gone down drastically. Right. We are more concerned about IT sector or service sector, right? Which attracted more of computer science or IT engineers.
Right.
But as of now, which our Prime Minister is also saying.
Do you guys are you guys thinking of changing your specialization and switching to computer science right now? No?
Yeah. Actually, what's happening now, as our Prime Minister also said, Make in India,
Yes.
right? Make in India will be all about manufacturing industry.
Yeah.
And manufacturing industry mainly deals with production sector, automobile sector, robotics sector. This all comes under mechanical engineering.
Right.
So this is the ripe time to study mechanical engineering, so that the student can get a feel of what it is and can contribute towards the growth of this country as it is needed.
Right. You are also a mechanical engineering student. So why did you choose to come to India and study here?
I choose to come in India because India speak English.
Right.
And you know, in technology, the more language we use to learn is English.
Right.
That's why I choose India.
Right.
And we
And
are-
why engineering?
I choose mechanical. I choose engineering, especially mechanical, because first to make a difference.
Right.
In my family, we have a lot of doctors, architects. Just me, I want to make a difference and be the first mechanical engineer.
Right. Why do you believe the kind of unemployability that I was talking about of graduates passing out of engineering colleges, and this is across India, this is across colleges, why does that exist? Do you believe it is because of the fact that there is a gap when it comes to academia and industry? Is there a gap there somewhere?
Absolutely. You spoke the right thing, that there is practically a gap between what the industry requirements are and what the academia or the institutions are producing as on today. There is an effort. The effort has been on the positive direction. As an academia, I guess we have started having and sharing big dialogues in an industry, trying to understand more of their needs to have the job-ready professionals from day one. And we are trying to bring a lot of those training and practices to our graduating engineers so they could be absolutely ready for an industry from day one production.
We can see about 10 students here, and out of these 10, almost 6 of them rose their hands up and said they want to do something unconventional, which is entrepreneurship. I want to ask you that, first of all, I mean, was it your own choice to study engineering?
Yeah.
It was yours. No pressure from family.
No pressure from
Father
family,
never said,
nothing.
ya to you can become IS bhai,
No.
ya to you can become engineer, or the next option is engineering.
It's all about my choice, my passion.
Right.
And
Right.
making your passion your profession is the best challenge of
Right.
life.
And you
So,
did raise your hand when I asked you whether you...
entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah. We can create jobs for others also.
Right.
Why to join a job when you can create one?
Right, and you believe technology can enable you to become a better entrepreneur tomorrow. Because if you look at the larger startup scenario in the country, India is now the world's second fastest growing, in fact now the fastest growing startup nation. And most of the startup founders, if you look at any of the big startups on the list, from Snapdeal to Flipkart, most of them have an engineering degree somewhere. Professor, do you believe that there is a connection between entrepreneurship and technology and engineering?
Connection between engineering and entrepreneurship is there, because any entrepreneur would like to, if he wants to go to a particular manufacturing or services, he has to be specialized in that particular area. And unless and until he become more conversant to the technology, he will not be able to be a successful entrepreneur.
Right.
So this engineering and entrepreneur is both on technology are all interconnected.
Right.
That particular person has to be competent in all these aspects.
Now, one thing which I want to show all of you, anybody who wants to study engineering and especially mechanical engineering, what it can enable you to do in future. As you can see here, and the students who have worked on this ATV, please come with me along with faculty. So this is an ATV, or an all-terrain vehicle, which has been built in-house by students here. And of course, I mean, an all-terrain vehicle is supposed to sort of, it has a 10 horsepower engine. Who's going to correct me whenever I say something wrong? It has a 10 horsepower engine? Yes, sir. So just all the people who have worked in the team, who are part of the team, have worked on this ATV, please stand here. You guys, right? Okay, so Krishna, why don't you tell me a little bit about the car, and what are you guys making this car for? What competition?
Okay, we are basically participating in Bahar Student India 2016 and Mega ITV Championship in Bhubaneswar, and the off-road battle, which is going to be held in GBU, Gautam Buddha University.
Professor, so what do you think of this ATV that your students have made? Because I'm sure in your career, spanning over years and years, decades, you must have seen plenty of vehicles like these and students working on projects. What would you say about this ATV?
This ATV, actually, the best part of this is our students have started working right from scratch. Right from the designing, concept designing, and this on the software also, they have on the CAD designing they have made, and then after that they have made the analysis also, the ANSYS.
Right.
After that they have started fabrication also. Once they got themselves validated from the expertise, then they started the fabrication. And all these activities, then they are at this stage, particular stage.
And this is going to be a part of a competition?
This is going to be a part of a competition also. At this stage, they have already tasted also. They made the test, the field test here also, and they have successfully conducted the test also. Right. They are most satisfied in the performance of the engines.
Right. Well, if you're someone who wants to study engineering, this is a good example of what you'd be able to do, what you'd be able to achieve with the skills that you will acquire over a period of 4 years in a classroom. And on that note, we will slip into a quick break, but don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back. As you would know, engineering in general is considered a man's field. Globally, the situation is such that 66% men are interested in engineering, but only 43% of women are. And at this point in time, I'm joined by female students who are studying engineering. I'll start with you maybe. Tell me, so why did you choose engineering as an area of specialization?
I chose engineering because I was interested, I am an EC student, electronics and communication student, so I was interested in electronics field.
What have you noticed in class? Are there a lot of guys in class and not very many girls, or do you think the number is almost equal? What has been your observation?
Usually from childhood in my class, there are male students more than female students. So here also that is I'm facing. The male students are more than female students.
And what about you? What do you think? Why did you choose engineering? Because as she said, and I'm sure this is the case with the data also suggests that this is the case in general as far as engineering is concerned. So why did you choose engineering? And did the thought that while it's usually men who become engineers and there are a lot of men in the field, perhaps I might not be able to become an engineer. Did that thought cross your mind at all?
Basically, you might say this thought never struck me. Neither me nor my parents. Rather, my parents were the one who suggested that go on for engineering. I was somewhere a bit little like, should I or should I not? And I guess they are being rewarded with that.
That's an interesting point. I want to sort of, ask this question to all of you because what happens at homes, I'm a guy, so I know this. I also have a younger sister. So let's say whenever a bulb will fuse, I'm not an engineer. I did not study engineering. But there is this automatic reliance on a guy that, if a bulb needs to be changed, well, the brother will be asked. Have you guys noticed that at home? Not at all? Not at your place? Your parents have been very supportive.
Very supportive, and rather they are such many times when my brother is not able to do any sort of thing, they're like, रहने दे तेरे बस की नहीं है उसको बुला दी वही करेगी. So there are such cases.
You are the engineer at home, and it's heartening to hear because right. And what about the rest of you? How has your experience been?
I'm not having any brother. We are three sisters, and still we are able to manage all the works we do at home. Right. So that's not true that only boys can do this and this work.
Of course not.
So girls can do that work.
Nobody's saying that women cannot. In fact, a lot of studies do suggest that women at workplace might be a little better than men in certain areas. What about others? Like, what has been the support system in the sense that what have parents said? What do they believe? And what do you want to become in future? We'll start with you.
I have chosen electronics and communication BTech. So I have an interest in electronics and I want to know about how the communication process is going on and what are the inside world about the digital world. As we talk, we are in the digital world. So I want to know more about it. And my parents are like, whatever you have an interest in, go for it. Don't go into something like you don't have an interest and then you have to back off from it. So they are supportive. But yeah, these cases arise like if I have a elder brother, so most of the things is like, yeah, he can do that better from you.
Despite and the fact that you are an engineer.
Yeah. Still, it happens. Not always, but it happens sometimes. Like, yeah, if it's a difficult task, so they will say, yeah, he can do that better than me, and all that things happen.
Right. What about you? What do you want to become?
I want to become basically a researcher. My specialization in computer science. Okay. I have selected computer science because it's the need of an hour. Yeah. Everyone from everywhere there is computer science, from transportation to medical. In our hands we are using different apps. Even if we are doing online shopping, if anyone is interested in what is going at the back end, then they should know about what is computer science, and everything is related to computer science.
What about you? You haven't spoken anything at all since you've started. So what about you? What do you want to become? What are you studying? Which specialization?
BTech EC.
Right. So what do you want to become?
Well, maybe an engineer. I just wanted to be.
Of course, you will become an engineer.
I just wanted to invent something. This seems funny to others, but I just wanted to invent something.
I'm sure you will. You will come up with that. And what about you? Last question.
I'm from electronics and means किसी ने ऐसे जैसे as such होता है कि means force कर रहे हैं girls को या boys को कि तुमको engineering ही लेना है अगर तुमने science लिया तो it's not like that in today's generation. Means तुम कुछ भी लो, आजकल के पेरेंट्स इतने सपोर्टिव हो चुके हैं हर चीज़ में कि लाइक बस तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए, बाकी तुम फिर कुछ भी अचीव कर सकते हो. It's like that.
As per a recent report, India is all set to produce the largest number of engineers, and we do sincerely hope that the number of women engineers also goes up in that list. And on that note, we will wrap up today's show. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
Catch the heads-up episodes you might have missed during the week at these times only on NDTV Prime.